We were all very tattered and very torn and broken. I have many friends who lost homes. And you were the one person who threw open the doors of the Fig Ranch and hosted the most beautiful community lunches.
It's great for us to be able to have places where we can gather and get to know each other and support each other so that we don't get lost. So many times, people in communities where the tragedies, where school shootings, lots of people in the community recognize that was trauma or there was something wrong in the homes around there. So if we can help each other to build healthy community, it's the way our country will heal. And
Mm.
certainly we need that, and that's what we're here for. It's been organic since 1954. It's
Wow.
unheard of. It's one of the oldest organic farms in California. So I took it over after I had helped my parents pass away from chronic diseases that I believe can be prevented. If we help start to change our food supply and we start to change our eating habits and our indoor lifestyle habits, and we understand the laws of nature, then we can help each other to heal.
What is intuitive foraging? I've always been fascinated by that title.
It's the art of going into the fields or farms and see and finding the best in each class by tasting and going into we have wild garlic and wild celery, and we have wild mushrooms here. My first business was Mademoiselle Mushroom, and I used to go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle Mushroom. I see it. Well, I am here dropping into my heart with the gorgeous and wonderful Keiren Clasby. And I feel like Karen is an incredible, what can I say, kindred spirit to me and to many in our community. We live in this extraordinary community of celebrities and artists and entrepreneurs, but a lot of them know Karen because she is the woman behind the Fig Ranch and the woman who gives everybody the most delicious organic food. Welcome to the Cabana, Karen.
So great to be here.
I am so happy and excited. You come in like a beautiful flower, like the flowers from your gorgeous, gorgeous farm. Well, first of all, I think I really want to thank you because we live amongst all these very special people. But when I realized how special you were was after the fires. We were all very tattered and very torn and broken. I have many friends who lost homes. And you were the one person who threw open the doors of the Fig Ranch and hosted the most beautiful community lunches where people got to really open their hearts to hug, to cry. We had music, we had
Mm.
lovely food, and they got to step up and you allowed them to express whatever it
Mm.
was about the fires. And that is when I really got a sense of what a incredible woman you are, what an incredible pillar of this community you are. And I'm just so grateful that you're here and you're holding space for Malibu at the Fig Ranch.
It's amazing. You were such a beautiful part of that too. Just the music that comes out of you is so beautiful. And to hear people share, I had that problem in Woolsey Fire, where after the fires, you're sitting there left with nothing.
Because your house burnt down during
Yes,
the.
yes. And I knew like this fire was bringing up PTSD for people who had been through Woolsey
Mhm.
and who also were dealing right then with the tragedy and the trauma. And it was great because it was such a connection that everybody had with each other and to help each other and to let people relieve the suffering. It was so beautiful.
I mean, I remember feeling, even though I didn't lose a home, I had many friends who were showing
It's
up here having
devastating.
lost homes. I didn't know what to do. So there was such a large amount of grief
It's
that
true.
people don't realize was in the atmosphere. And I think the first time I actually felt like myself again was standing in the Fig Ranch,
Sunday dinners.
surrounded by community.
It's true.
You are a big believer in how community can heal trauma.
Sure.
And I believe, as well as all the beautiful organic food that you are selling there, community is really your passion.
Yes.
And do you want to talk a bit about, the kind of things you have going on there and why it is you feel to do it?
Yeah, well, it's ancient, right? We were just talking about Ireland and the pubs. I would go to Ireland and visit my relatives, and you'd go to mass, and then afterwards, everybody went to Sunday dinners at the pubs. And even if you didn't go to mass, everybody was at Sunday dinners. And so that's really one of the things that happens. That's where a lot of deals get done, understandings happen, tragedies are expressed, and healing can happen for each other.
Boys and girls meet each other,
Yeah,
fall in love.
yeah.
Do you think in this world we're all a little bit too isolated, a little bit too cut off?
Yes, and it's very easy in Malibu because we're such geographically an unusual piece of just miles, 28 miles, I guess, that it's easy to be lost up in, by county line all the way down to, Will Rogers Beach. So it's great for us to be able to have places where we can gather and get to know each other and support each other so that we don't get lost. So many times people in communities where there are tragedies, where school shootings, lots of people in the community recognize that was trauma or there was something wrong in the homes around there. So if we can help each other to build healthy community, it's the way our country will heal. And certainly we need that, and that's what we're here for.
I mean, I know that you know a lot about healing and healing trauma, and mental health and anxiety and depression. I know you support young people to go to the farm and heal
Yes.
through,
Yes.
planting. And
Mhm.
do you think the seeds of a lot of these things like anxiety and depression or isolation?
Oh, yes. And also, we've created indoor living, and we need to have big nature. I mean, you come to the farm and you lay down there on the farm on your blanket, and you feel the power of just being still and quiet and listening to the birds. There's something about us that we are natural human beings, and this indoor living has taken us away from that.
It's taken away our
Right.
sovereignty and our connection. I mean, I
Yes.
also love the composting that
Yes, on
happens
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays. I did that and I didn't exactly know what I was going to, but then there's this marvelous farmer who teaches.
Mike, right, our farmer Mike. And Tuesday mornings are free. They always
Yes.
have been. Um, I had a biodynamic compost maker, Jack McAndrew, who was infamous in the biodynamic farming arena, who started it with me 12 to 14 years ago. And so Mike has taken it over, and we have little ones and we have big ones, and we do farming classes. And so you can come with your seeds, and we can help you to get your starts ready. We can do composting for your own, backyard.
I
So
bought seeds yesterday
great.
at
Oh,
the
the bloom
farm.
bombs,
Yeah,
yes.
they're gorgeous. I
Wildflower
think they were
seeds.
all the wildflowers of
Yes, yes,
California.
yes,
And I understand you've also, as well as the composting, and I loved it,
yes,
to just get in there and
yes,
see how
yes,
he was making the most amazing biodynamic
yes.
compost. And I had my feet in the mud and we were
And
mashing all the stuff around
and planting
and planting.
and picking and harvesting and drying straw flowers or Tulsi basil for tea. And then the seeds that you got, we make from taking the compost and the mud, and we put the seeds in the mud,
Oh
and
my
we make
gosh.
them into those little balls so that you can put them into the earth and just keep putting water on them, and then all these magical flowers and wildflowers will come up. So we have classes, workshops on doing the bloom, we call the seed bombs. And
I
we
want to
also
come
have
to one of
we
those.
also have journal making, and we have
That's on
um,
Saturday mornings, right? The
yes,
journaling.
Saturdays.
And
Yeah.
and who's running that?
We have a professor from
Mm.
USC who's there, and Barbara Burke, our local
I
magical
love Barbara.
um,
She put us together
queen
today.
of writing. Yeah.
Queen of writing. And to sit in a group, how lovely, and journal.
And also, we all have stories to tell.
Mhm.
And when it's in there compelling you to write, to find other people who will support you in developing that craft. We also
Mm.
do succulent arrangements, bring your own pot. And we have a whole succulent nursery there. And we have the most amazing biodynamic and organic produce because I sell to chefs. My brand, The Intuitive Forager, has been selling to chefs for 30 years.
30
in
years.
yes, in New York,
So you're good at
LA,
managing
Las Vegas.
these chefs as well, because these chefs are like rock stars these days.
It's like herding cats.
I heard you on the phone the other day, and someone wanted white asparagus, and somebody wanted some kind of specialized peas. So is that where the intuitive foraging comes in? What is intuitive foraging? I've always been fascinated by that title.
It's the art of going into the fields or farms and see and finding the best in each class by tasting and going into the, we have wild garlic and wild celery, and we have wild mushrooms here. My first business was Mademoiselle Mushroom, and I used to go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle Mushroom. I see it.
But we went through a drought, and when you go through a drought, the mycelium and the mushroom dries up. So we used to have thousands and thousands of pounds of mushrooms coming out of Santa Barbara and Malibu State Park.
How beautiful.
Oh, they were incredible. And then we had to
I mean, you
switch.
sound like Indiana Jones of the fruit and veggies. Where did this passion for intuitive foraging come from?
Yeah. Well, a girl's got to eat, okay?
Right.
No.
I want to go out one day intuitive foraging with you.
Oh, not only that, we should go to the restaurants that buy our produce. Malibu Farm buys our produce,
Brilliant.
and so does Cafe Habana, and so does Christie's. She buys my produce and mushrooms. It came from a desire to help my family heal. My little ones had gone to T-ball, my two sons, and my husband took them to Jack in the Box, and they came back with E. coli. And my toddler was failing to thrive. And so we got ourselves tested, and it turned out we had a protozoa that comes from the fields in Mexico called Blastocytosis hominis, which wreaks havoc on the gut because in Mexico, the farming practices are they will defecate in the fields, and that gets into the water system, and then we don't have the capability to beat it. So
Wow.
I talked to this parasitologist, and he said, you really should know where you're getting your produce. So I started growing my own. I
Wow.
had two grandparents who were farmers, and I started to know McGrath Farms and Harry's Berries and all the farmers because they were my local farms.
Because
Farmers
you were
markets.
looking for produce.
I was looking at 36 years ago, 35 years ago.
I mean, I kind of see you as this beautiful, queenly matriarch here, feeding Malibu. And
That's my love language, baby.
oh my God,
But the thing is, I used to work on the Malibu Fig Ranch. It was owned by George and Alice Cunningham. And
Right.
they had three sons, Alan Cunningham being one of them. And I used to come down, and I sell to the chefs in Las Vegas, New York, San Francisco,
Wow.
and here. It's been organic since 1954. It's unheard of. It's one of the oldest organic farms in California. So I would go there and help him, and I would drive it to Vegas to my organic farmers market and deliver it to Mario Batali and Joel Robuchon and all these famous chefs. And then when he said that he needed to retire for health reasons, he recommended me to the new owners. And so I took it over after I had helped my parents pass away from chronic diseases that I believe can be prevented. If we start to change our food supply and we start to change our eating habits and our indoor lifestyle habits, and we understand the laws of nature, then we can help each other to heal. So that's the desire of my heart, to prevent our grandmothers from dying too early and to help to heal these chronic diseases that we never really had 100 years ago.
So you believe that basically, but when you're inviting people to the ranch for composting or seeding or any of these beautiful, just by being with their feet on the earth under the sun,
Yes.
you believe that starts to heal.
Of course. It's our nature. We're farmers by nature.
Mm-hmm.
We started in Africa and we moved forward. And as we moved forward, our skin got lighter because we needed to be able to take in more sun because the dark melanin helps to manage the heavy UV light at the equator.
So you think that's important as well, getting under the sun?
100%. Vitamin D, it regulates our circadian rhythm. We end up being with these lights at night, we end up not producing enough melatonin and not enough of the chemicals that help our immune system to thrive, and we don't go through the natural processes of cell division and moving and creating new cells and taking the garbage out of our cells at night. That's why natural melatonin, we need to produce it. If you start taking melatonin, it eventually becomes so that it stops your own production. So the natural law is always the best law.
The
So
natural law, right? Because, like, I think about one of, a great day that I've had at the Fig Ranch, and it would involve eating delicious food that was all organic.
yes,
It would be with community.
yes.
It would be expression
And your singing was
a-
amazing.
and
I hope
meeting
your
people.
audience knows how talented.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
really
I
amazing.
got to do some more. I got
You
to do some more.
do.
Yeah, I
We
got to.
could do concerts. Come over
Yeah.
and we'll just open it up for
Should we
people to
do? Should we do
come.
some more concerts? It'd be
Totally.
lovely.
Totally.
I also would love to do a series of speakers because we've had so many
Yes.
amazing speakers here
Let's bring
at
them.
the Cabana. It'd be lovely to see everybody get together and
Yes. And I'm coming
listen.
out with an educational calendar so that we can start. And if there are people in the community, tell me what they want to hear. Let's get the locals to come in. And
I'd love to do the full moon ceremony.
yes, the cacao that you
The
do.
cacao and
It's beautiful.
yeah, and also I'd love to do the 4 directions, the east, south, north, and west. I was taught by some
Indigenous.
Cherokee
Amazing.
medicine women, 20 years of study of the indigenous ways.
Well,
So,
every time you close your eyes,
Mm.
this neurosurgeon, I was listening to him, he said, you change the neural pathways. So if you want to reset, just close your eyes for a few minutes and listen to the birds. It's very simple that God has given us this place to be able to tap into.
And I think you said when I was sitting on the ranch and you did a beautiful meditation, guided meditation for me, you said it's all about becoming really present.
Yeah, that's it.
It's really because we're ahead of ourselves or behind ourselves, right?
Right.
Not like sitting here,
Correct. And there's
looking
not,
into each other's eyes,
well, and
smiling.
there's nothing in the future because except for anxiety.
Right.
And you don't have enough information about the magic that can happen in the future. So the mind is a fight or flight thing that's always trying to get you protected from pain or danger.
Mhm.
But the mind doesn't have the ability to know the magic that happens in the future. It just is trying to tell you all about
So
the
all about getting
difficulties.
back into the moment.
Yes.
And I mean, I really do feel that at the Fig Ranch because you do. You hear the birds and you smell the flowers, and it really is a very magical place.
It is. It's such a blessing to
You've
be
given your
there.
whole heart
Yes, we
to
have.
doing this. Is it a lot of hard work?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I brought one of my tools I'll show you at the end that has brought me so much joy that will be, maybe the local gardeners would love to see it as
Oh,
well.
wonderful. To be a lady farmer, because that's going to inspire a lot of women out there who maybe have had a dream of farming. What is it to be a lady farmer? Do you have to be hardy? Do you have to be,
Well, you swear a lot.
you swear a
No,
lot?
I'm joking. No, the thing is, it's about the vision for the farm, executing the vision for the farm.
Mm.
We have had all organic biodynamic compost since 1954.
Mhm.
It was organic. When
Yeah.
I took it over, it became biodynamic, which brings the compost to another level of activity.
Mhm.
Why do we need healthy soil as the foundation?
Mhm.
Because all things in life get their energy from the sun. Photosynthesis is transferring the solar energy, right, into the food for the bugs in the soil. And then the bugs in the soil break down the minerals in the rocks and make them bioavailable for the plant. And the plant sucks them up, and that's how the plant is healthy.
Wow.
So the
Wow, that's
foundation is
wonderful.
important so that we are eating nutrient dense live. Like I brought us some arugula from the farm, and I'll show you at the end the vibrancy. You can taste it, you can feel it. Closest to the picking is what we want to do because that's where the maximum nutrients are in it. And eating outside and walking outside and putting your office outside so you're not affected by a lot of the radio transmissions that happen
Yeah.
inside. You're not
I think you
trapped.
offered the other day when I came over, you said, I'm telling people to come and sit here and work.
Yes, we have Wi-Fi,
benches.
picnic tables, and we have, disconnect to reconnect.
Where did all that begin? Where I know you were a teacher at the Waldorf School.
Yes, I helped to run a school in Thousand Oaks. Um, I did Waldorf teacher training, but I think that something about the tragedy of losing your parents young and my own metaphysical questions that helped me to want to be a part of the healing for myself and for others. And
So this has been your way of
yes, I don't,
transforming your grief.
yeah, like to overcome, and it's my love language to want to help people thrive. And I really think that's what healthy community is all about. And that's what I want the farm to be.
Mhm.
It's been a labor of love. And, after the fires, rebuilding financially, it's expensive to try to keep everything up and on top of things. And so I can feel after 7 years that we're finally transitioning over into a next level of
Mhm.
being able to, you know, do the job well rather than,
Wonderful.
you struggle after the fire. People I know are struggling out there. And so it's real and we can help each other.
Hmm. It has been. I don't think people realize how Malibu has suffered
Yes,
because of the fires.
yes. And we're all connected. When you see someone else suffering, you are aware of it. It's especially when it's in your backyard. So
Mhm.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to do something.
You mentioned that your parents were very much inspirational to you in terms of the
My
journey you've done,
Yeah, my
and
parents' illness.
the, their illness. They passed away very young, I
Yes, I
understand.
mean my great grandparents lived to in their hundreds, and my parents got sick in their late 70s and early 80s with chronic diseases that we know are lifestyle related. So as the research becomes more and more clear that we need to be, nature doesn't care about what your opinions are, or what you like to eat, or
Mm-hmm.
the activities. If you like doom scrolling till 2 or 3 in the morning, you're still going to be going against nature's laws. So understanding those things so that our grandparents lived to the ages healthily, healthy hundreds.
Yeah, my mother, she's had terrible Alzheimer's. She's right at the tail end of her life. It's been absolutely brutal to witness.
Exactly.
And I just don't know, I don't know whether it was because there was a main road going past the house, or I don't know what on earth caused it.
Well, I
But
think
it's,
it's multifactorial.
Mhm.
And so we have to sort of clean up the body heals naturally. So we need to set up the environment and the structure for us to be able to heal little by little and reinforce our immune system and understand the night cycles and the day cycles. Sleep cycles are very important. Our electromagnetic fields, like the cell phones and stuff, turning them off at night, and grounding outside, being outside, eating, glyphosate, which is one of the biggest herbicides and pesticides in the world, is a terrible, terrible scourge that we have meted out to our water supply and to our farms. So all of
Mm.
these things, as we become aware of them and we reduce them and keep reducing them, I think we will see a turning around. So I think the metaphysical law of being calm, not being stressed, because they know that stress contributes to it. And our parents, or my parents especially, came through wars and depression. I
Mm.
mean, this is traumatic. So they were always on that fight or flight, making a living. I mean, in the end of my parents' life, my father had made some money, and he used to say to my mother, buy it, please buy it. We can afford it. And she
Mm.
was so conditioned to have that deprivation from the depression and the wars that she couldn't even enjoy it. So there's the metaphysical law of being able to heal the trauma from generations and that we start, and then there's the natural law of bringing down the whole regulation of our nervous system, just
Mm.
calming way down and staying in the now,
Mhm.
because in the past is our regrets and in the future is anxiety, and in the now the answers come.
Mm.
And so as we help each other and support that type of life, and as we make it so, I mean, I know that there are doctors, neurosurgeons who used to do geoblastomas, and they'd have to travel around the country. There's a very famous one in Arizona. I heard him speaking, And he used to do geoblastomas so rarely. And I don't know if you remember Ted Kennedy and John McCain. All of a sudden, geoblastomas came on the front and center. This doctor cannot leave he has 2 and 3 year waiting lists for people who are getting geoblastomas. And they think it's attributed to putting the cell phone up to the head. And
I've always
these
worried
doctors
about the
know
cell
that.
phone.
The
I've
doctors
always,
know that because it's radio transmission, it's radiation,
wow.
but we can hack it. All of this technology we can hack, but we have to understand how it's affecting us. We have to understand how it affects our
We
circadian
have to
rhythm.
unplug
Yeah,
and go back to, as you said, the natural
natural.
law,
Right.
the natural laws.
And so that's the type of thing that we
Hmm.
as a community can. We have Malibu for Safe Tech, which are trying to stand up to a lot of the overreach, let's say, of the federal government with the FCC and keeping a lot of the cell phone towers out of the neighborhoods.
Hmm.
Keep it down by, Point Doom to the business centers,
Hmm.
and keep it out of the residential
Do you think
areas.
trauma repeats if it's not healed?
Sure.
Because trauma, it resonates in our in our nervous system, right? Long after the trauma has finished. I know, like for example, you experienced 2 fires in your life
Hmm.
because or in your family.
Yes.
Your mother had a fire, right, when she was a young child. Didn't her house burn down?
Yes. My mother had a farm in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
She was 12. They were ice skating out in the pond, and they heard an explosion. And apparently, there were dynamite caps in the coal for the house that they were heating, and the house burned to the ground with all her clothes in it. So, 75 years later, I'm standing on top of the roof of my house, and the whole farm burned to the ground. And I just looked down and I realized my mother at 12 didn't have shoes because they only had the ice skates. And I had these beautiful boots that were charred. And I just wept and cried for my poor little 12-year-old mother and how traumatized she was. So
Mm,
then years later, when my dad would say, buy it had so much to do with her unresolved trauma.
right.
And I feel like so much of my trauma that I may have picked up from my parents was removed when I wept and cried and forgave her for all her neuroses and all her
Right.
alcohol drinking and all the stuff that she used to self-medicate.
Right.
And it's just so beautiful to be free. And I feel my parents are with me all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I mean, energy doesn't die.
We
It
had
just
It's so wonderful. We had Robin Brown here from Magnolia
oh
Pearl,
yeah, she's great.
and
She buys all my produce.
she does. I bet she does. She had such an amazing story. Her mother was so traumatized. I think she even tried to kill her a couple of times as a child.
Yes.
And yet Robin is full of so much light and
Amazing.
so much forgiveness.
Amazing.
And she said when she was dying, she just wanted to hug and kiss her. I've never experienced that level
Forgiveness.
of forgiveness.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, I heard Ram Dass, is
Hmm.
a famous guru for some, and he said, you think you're healed. He said, go home and be with your parents.
Mm.
You'll have plenty of healing to
Mm.
do. And Robin is a great example of that, Magnolia
She is
Pearl.
absolutely
Amazing.
amazing.
And I actually brought you a St. Anthony medal that I went down to OLM.
Oh,
Our Lady of
thank you.
Malibu has an amazing jazz mass happening this Sunday.
Ooh.
And I think you would love it, or maybe
Mhm.
it's amazing to hear the mass in being expressed through jazz.
What is it about the Malibu community that you love? Because you obviously love community. You're all about nurturing the community. And why Malibu? Why have you chosen here?
Well, it's interesting. I heard your podcast with Chris Cortazzo, which is
Yeah.
great, by the way. He's such a mensch. But and he was talking about the perception of Malibu versus real Malibu. And after the fires, you realize what great, normal,
Mm.
wonderful people are here. That it's not all tech gurus and celebrities. As a matter of fact, those people sort of live isolated lives. That the people who are living here and love Malibu and are protecting Malibu are amazing people. They have, made this a priority, and it is not the easiest place to live. We are out here. There's no Target for an hour. There's no easy place to go to. Home Depot is an hour and a half or something away, and Costco is hours away, and that makes it for a different kind of modern
Maybe
lifestyle.
that's why we're becoming, tighter and tighter
I
as a
think so too.
community. I mean, I think the thing that makes it so extraordinary is the incredible talents and
It's
abilities.
true.
I mean, you have, for me, this is the perfect place to podcast because you've got fashion
It's
designers, you've
true.
got, producer, editor like Dejana, you've got such a wide array, entrepreneurs like my partner John, you've got such a wide array.
True.
I mean,
And shout out to like Composers Breakfast Club. You want to see how much talent is in Malibu? Go to Composers Breakfast Club, every once in a while. Or
I love the composer's
no, I
breakfast.
know it's amazing. Just
No way
because
to
it's there.
start, right? A week like the composer's breakfast and the gorgeous music.
Yes, yes. Well, and also the connection with other
Yeah.
talented people. It is amazing.
Mhm.
It's hard to compete with the beauty too.
The beauty. I mean, I think that's what I probably fell in love with. I saw Malibu, the coastline, the first time when I was 23 years old. I drove it. And the first time I saw the coastline, it was love.
I know.
It was, and the spaciousness, the canyons, they're so gorgeous, aren't they?
The strip here of beaches, and there's something about walking on the beach. It grounds you. It gets you out of your head and away from the technology. And it's beautiful. You see your neighbors and with their puppies, and it's just a beautiful experience.
Gorgeous. And then, of course, in the summer, it absolutely swells, doesn't it? Everybody pours out
Yes.
of the city. During the summer, do you get a lot of people that are just tourists or just
Well, they're
coming
looking
in?
to connect. They're
Yeah.
coming out of their hole or their life, and they find such a breath. We find here in Malibu such a breath of fresh air, and they come to the farm looking for that kind of connection, which is great.
Wonderful. I love your new meditation walk.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful.
I was walking that yesterday. It was so peaceful and so lovely. You lost everything, during the Wolsey fires. That's how many years ago? That's
7.
7 years ago. Do you feel like you've healed from the trauma of that, or do you feel like you're still healing?
I feel like it's taken 7 years.
Mhm.
I think it's important to understand that people have that need to not be forgotten, and to understand that it's very traumatic. No matter, I see people who have moved here from like the Palisades. I went down. I had an 80-year-old friend. I helped to start the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market 20 years ago, and I had this beautiful elderly woman who used to come, and I used to get her Advent wreath every year from Germany. She had come here in her 30s. She was a psychiatric nurse, and she passed away last week. And she lived in the alphabets. And I think that her death was premature because her idyllic community was decimated. And so a year later, I think that it was all of the stress and the
All of the
culmination.
stress,
She
the
was
trauma.
moved out of her
Yeah.
home, and so it's real, and we are able to help each other. And what else is there? What
What
else
else
is
is
there?
there?
And
Yeah.
it's beautiful, the connections you make. Look at all the connections we made at the Sunday suppers that we did, that were,
Mm.
free for people who had lost their homes, and
Hmm.
it was amazing, wasn't it?
It was absolutely
Yeah,
amazing.
we have to keep doing those things with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. So you are giving so much. Is there something that you would like the community to give back to you? I mean, I think you've said talents and abilities. Bring your talents and abilities.
And your ideas that you would like to, execute and give to the community. Feel like it is. I think one of the things I like about when I brought the St. Francis prayer, the last thing he says, "It is in giving we receive." And so, really, I don't feel like I've been giving. I've just been getting from the benefits and the bounty and the amazing blessings that come from being part of the healing. Um,
Oh, that is wonderful.
it's true. It's such a selfish motive because like it's the right thing to do. That's the question that I'm always asking myself. What's the right thing to do?
Mhm.
How can I be part of what's right in the world and good? And I think we all have that. I think people are good, and so we just need to have venues to be able to express that. Um, we the farm supports probably 150 farmers we buy from. We go to the farms.
150.
I have Connie Russo who works for me. She's been in Malibu for 60 years.
Wow.
And so she's in her 80s and she drives up to Ojai and to Camarillo and to Oxnard. She picks up for us.
That is amazing.
Oh,
At
it is
80 years
amazing.
old, she's
She's
going to the
great.
farms.
And Lydia is 83. She works at the farm stand. She's persnickety, but she's pretty amazing at 83.
How wonderful. That
She's
is
been with me
lovely.
since the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market that we helped start. And so we support all these small farmers in Camarillo and Oxnard, all organic, and all the way up to San Francisco. And we deliver to Las Vegas, to the Strip, and to the farmers, to the chefs there from the farms. And we have the only organic farmers market in Las Vegas as well.
I mean, how did that? That's pretty amazing to me.
Yes, it
There's your
was.
life in Malibu, and then you've created a
Well,
farmer's market.
I've been the forager I had been doing Nancy Silverton, who did La Brea Bakery. And so I was her forager. And this redheaded man came to the back, and he was one of the part owners. His name was Mario Batali. And he said, I'm opening a restaurant in Las Vegas, and I want all your produce there. And I said, I'm not driving to Las Vegas. Well, I shouldn't have said that, because here I am 35 years later, still driving to Las Vegas, which is great. I love it. I mean, it's a food mecca. And
Wow.
so that's how it began. And there was a demand and a need for an organic farmer's market there. And so I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, how amazing. We're in the Cabana. This is where everybody
Tells
confesses and
Yes.
tells their truth. Is there any one chef that you really fell in love with?
I can't say I fell in love with a chef, but I do have, I don't know, there's two great chefs here in Malibu. One is Chef Jamal, who's at Cafe Habana.
Right.
And he is an amazing chef. He
Mhm.
works for Cindy Crawford and her husband at Cafe Habana. And he's doing all organic produce. And I have known since Las Vegas days, where he was a top of the line chef for probably the number one restaurant in Las Vegas at the time, which was a Sage restaurant at the Aria. And he started Libertine Social over at the Mandalay Bay. He is at Cafe Habana.
Wow.
Then the other great chef is Helene from Malibu Farm.
Yeah.
Robert is an amazing chef. She has an amazing chef down there. He came from Brentwood, from one of the chefs that worked with Thomas Keller. He's buying amazing produce down there, and they're both adorable. But I wouldn't say I fell in love with them.
What about any hot sex with?
No hot sex happening over here.
No, I'm sorry. We'll cut that.
You can.
I was like,
Not yet.
I love
Not
it.
yet. There's still time.
There's still time. I love the idea, that you are the forager. You are between the farms and
Yes.
these rock star chefs.
Yes.
My imagination, of course,
Yes.
straight away goes to
Yes.
delivering
Yes,
the
yes,
food
yes,
and
yes.
having hot sex
Having
in the
hot
kitchen.
sex in the kitchen.
Right. No,
I think it's a fantasy. I don't know.
fantasy.
It's a lot more romantic. Your vision is a lot more romantic than the kitchen actually is.
Right, yeah, because it's a lot of work.
Thank God Malibu Farm is there. It's just an incredible venue. Helene has done an amazing thing.
Right.
She's local. She lives about half a mile from here.
I know. I would love to have her come and chat.
Great. She's doing farm to table down there. She was a big supporter of mine during COVID. It was amazing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. And she's got a great chef, too.
It's right.
I know.
Nothing to lose. So what are your hopes and dreams next?
I'm excited about our educational venue. I'm excited about doing music and gathering with the communities and doing more dinners and venues where people can get together and do journal writing and do all the expressions and do education, to have a place where the Cunninghams, who owned the farm originally, had this. They used to have concerts and dinners and education and having children there learning about farming. So I'm continuing in a tradition. We're very lucky to have this beautiful farm in the middle. I mean, Shelley Sterling, who owns the farm, has me as a long-term, farmer tenant, a lifetime farmer tenant. And she certainly could have developed it or done something else with it, but she's chosen to keep it
So
as a
it's
farm.
really a massive gift to
It
the
is an
community.
amazing gift to the community.
Amazing gift to the
Amazing.
community.
Yes.
That
So we
gives
call
me
it
chills.
Yeah, we call it the Malibu Fig Ranch, which has been called since 1954 at Sterling Farms.
So for anyone who's looking for the Fig Ranch, how
Yes.
can they find out about you? Or
You can Google Malibu Fig Ranch.
Mhm.
You can go onto our Instagram page, Malibu Fig Ranch, and my number comes up when you Google. And I'd be glad to hear from anyone. Please come on down.
Come on down.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
I've got some vision of myself
Good.
with you,
Great.
like on our hands and knees. When you say intuitive foraging,
Yes.
I feel like we're on our hands and knees, like the searching for truffles in Italy. And
Yes. Well, we just finished our chanterelle season, and if we have another rain, you and I can go out and I can find a
get all
chanterelles.
muddy and
Yes, yes. Well, and there's some cool tools that we use.
Mhm.
You take a paintbrush, a little paintbrush that has a brush on the end, and you take a knife and you tape it up so that you have the knife to cut the mushrooms, and then you take the brush
Mhm.
and brush off the dirt that comes up from it. And you put it in your side pocket and move on.
Mhm.
Gold.
Ha ha ha, gold.
Well, chanterelles, which are native here, grow under the decomposed oak leaves. So you take your brush and your knife and you push through the leaves, and you'll see this beautiful golden color coming through. They call it California gold. So you dig that,
California gold.
and I started by bringing it to Wolfgang Puck down at Spago. I would go out into the fields, into the mud, and I would dig up the mushrooms and put them in my. I had a side basket. It was that I had off my waist, and then I'd bring them down and go into Wolfgang's kitchen. He made chanterelle pizza out of it 25, 30 years ago.
I don't know if I've even ever had chanterelles. This is
They
such a
call it
specialist.
cantarelle in Swedish. And I think in Pfifferlinga, isn't it in German? Pfifferling, yeah. And chanterelle.
Mhm.
And girole is another one in French for the chanterelle. They're
How
magical. I
lovely.
can get you some
Oh, that would
this
be
week.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll saute them up.
When we were sitting there and there was a chef on your phone when I came to the farm saying, "Can you get me white asparagus?"
Yes, I'm
And
getting
then I
him.
saw you orchestrating
Yes.
how you were going to get him white asparagus. I was like, wow, this is a whole world.
We will have white asparagus at the farm for Easter. So if anyone wants any white asparagus, come on over.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I want to show you some of.
Yeah, bring your clip.
Yeah, can I?
Let's do something a little fun.
Well, we have wild arugula. You could come pick it,
Yeah.
or we will bag it for you. Let me show you this tool. So this has been a godsend for me. One of the things about being a woman farmer is that you've got to prune a tree, and you can just hurt yourself with all of this repetition. So this was about I think $200
Right.
and it's rechargeable,
Brilliant.
and
it's a pruner, is it?
it
Whoa.
will cut through those beautiful orchids. So this has saved my life, which is great. And for the home gardener, this is the key.
Yeah, because it sounds very glamorous, doesn't it? A ranch in Malibu, but actually it's a lot
It's
of
a lot
hard
of work. It's a lot of work. And then I wanted to show you just the example of, I just brought a little thing that we can share. So this was picked this morning, and this is wild arugula,
Mm.
and it's beautifully grown
Wow, look at that.
in organic soil.
Wow.
Like a, try some if you want to.
Yeah, I'd love
and-
to.
You might see a few little bug bites. That means that we're all organic, but
Oh,
not too bad.
mm.
And I brought us some.
It's so fresh and lovely.
Yeah, this is a delicacy. We use the Italian seed, rucola. It's called. A lot of the seed companies have mixed it with spinach because it makes it proliferate faster. But we do the long haul. So these are arugula flowers. They're considered a delicacy.
Wow.
So they eat the flowers too. We sell
Wow.
those to the chefs too. And I added a couple of hazelnuts
Ooh.
and a little bit of croutons. There you go, a starter.
Wow.
And
Delicious.
it's available in our little farm shop for all you home chefs, private
This
chefs.
mix. Oh, let's have a I don't want to look too ridiculous as I eat this on camera, but
Isn't it
anyway.
delicious?
Mm.
Satisfaction from the food equals health of the food. We
Mm.
all love a good In-N-Out burger, and it's not unhealthy, but it's eat the French
Mm.
fries and you shovel a burger and it feels great at first, but then you don't feel as good, as satisfied as the fresh, wholesome food.
I've studied healing for years, and they say the first form of healing is food.
Yeah.
I mean, this is delicious. So good. Is there a store? I mean, this is
Yeah.
absolutely delicious.
Yeah, we have a little store there.
Every day, or
And yes, and it's open from 9 to 6, but we're loosely open even later in the summers. And come, and if there's anything you want, we can have them pick it from the farms, or if we don't have it there. But we're bringing things for the chefs all the time, so you can definitely have some of what the chefs may get.
absolutely marvelous. What is the most unusual thing you've ever been asked for?
I think it was the sperm of the codfish.
You are
No, the scallops. It was the sperm. It was a ingredient that one of the chefs, Matt Acarino, who was at Per Se, Thomas Keller's restaurant in New York. So I called the scallop farmer, and there's a period of time when this liquid comes into the scallop. So I bought those scallops at the
My
time.
God,
Yeah.
you get some requests.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't really excited about that, but I like the challenge.
Right.
And we have beautiful things. We have something called bronze fennel that the Italian chefs love. They love to cook it and put fish on top of it. It's a reddish fennel, and it melts down when you saute it into a delicious, thing to combine with fish. We have a lot of amazing, unusual varieties. I have a list too, if anybody out there is interested. We make our own yogurt from organic cream,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. And it's very important to the gut. We're eating these things in order to feed the bugs in our gut, just like the soil. And those bugs keep us healthy, and they help to kill the pathogens. That's what I learned when my son was sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go for the E. coli's. We always have E. coli in our gut. It's when it gets out of balance because we don't have the proper microbes to kill it. Usually we have beneficial microbes when your gut is healthy that will kill something that you ate from an oyster, or that will kill something that you ate from E. coli.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason our acidity is so high in our gut too, because it helps to kill pathogens. So it's when our gut is out of order that we aren't able to handle the pathogens.
It sounds obvious, but it's not obvious, not in this day. And, to eat healthfully, to come back into the moment, to spend time in nature, under the sun, to
Yeah. Well, I have a motto.
Mhm.
To do right equals to feel right. To eat right equals to feel right. And when you eat like this, it is the thing that changes you. You crave it more and more. I have customers that they're my regular customers. They come back for our eggs. They come back for the food because they feel good. It's not seeing is believing, but eating is believing. Eating is knowing.
Eating is knowing. I absolutely love that. What sauce did you put on this?
I just had a little bit of olive oil,
Mhm.
Maldon salt. I use a French salt, just because they dry it beautifully and it has lots of minerals. A squeeze of of tangerine juice and a little bit of
It's absolutely
balsamic,
delicious.
just light.
So good.
You don't need a
Did you
lot.
say you sell the olive oil at the farm?
Yes, we do. We have beautiful olive oil at the farm from 2 amazing ranches that carry it. And we have beautiful balsamic, not balsamic, but we have 2 heirloom vinegars. One's made out of honey and the other's made out of pear. It's really nice, yeah.
Mm.
We have some nice dry goods too.
How lovely.
You're going to eat the whole thing, or are you going to share? No.
There you go.
I brought it for you. I'm just teasing you.
I absolutely love it.
Isn't it
my
great?
God. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was great.
This has been a pleasure.
Hilarious.
Thank you for what you're doing for our community. We need the Fig Ranch, and we need this kind of inspiration and leadership. So Thank you. I'm really grateful to you. And, it's really lovely.
And I love seeing what you're doing here. It's
Oh,
amazing. It's really, really a blessing. It's great.
well, we love storytelling as well.
Yes.
That's our thing here.
Beautiful. That's what Hollywood and LA is all about.
Yeah.